Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Blessing Nagaba. I'm here to talk about Fashion Assistant, which is my project, and the rest of my series are on my channel. So, starting with, we are going to start with our problem. What problem is being investigated? The problem being investigated right now is recommending clothes to people and who have lack of fashion etiquette, who are trying to buy clothes, and my artificial intelligence will recommend the most appropriate attire in addition to decency, achieve which will help achieve uh, morality in the society, and of course not forgetting recommending according to the most current trends. My background and accountability. Basically, my project was based on data collection, and we had models that would test my project, and this would help to train them so that they would actually give out the best output, which will be efficient. And accountability. Uh, Accountability, there will be regulations from the government. Besides that, there is testing of the models to make sure that they are safe for users. And of course, there will be assurance that my AI can be trusted. And yes, that's basically it. Talking about significance. Significance are like the importance is what will it actually do to change, what positive changes will be brought in the community. So there is enhancing decision making, basically by just recommending people clothes for people to wear. It improves efficiency and productivity when analyzing, because it saves time. So you have to be efficient and productive when you use less time. So we have it eliminates information bias. Definitely to collect data that will be accurate, and so the information will not be biased at all. It encourages creativity and eliminates limitations of humans. One cannot know that God recommends for each and every moment because humans forget. Like, it's normal to forget and not to know sometimes, but once data is input into your project, it will definitely give the accurate thing. So we have scope. What is my project covering? My project is covering my project is covering. There is data collection, there is estimating of the costs and schedule, there is planning, and of course, last but not least, the objective of my AI, which is basically to recommend clothes for people, planning, uh, which includes planning the budget and the schedule so that there are no deadlines that are exceeded. The other thing I want to talk about is the problem statement. Like I said, my problem is lack of fashion etiquette. But then, is it? How will the project help? Which people will it apply to? My project will apply to everyone. And what are the advantages? There is saving of time. There is boosting of confidence. There is saving money. There is improving culture, as my system will be recommending clothes according to one's culture and one's tastes and preferences. And of course, it will help you choose according to your description, the color you want, and everything. What are the research questions? The research questions will actually be related to the objectives. For example, a question like, what is spend now and think later, as I was thinking? People, because of the lack of recommendation, they actually try to give themselves consolation, like spend now, think later. No, which is not actually right. According to my research, it is actually done by people just to console themselves, which is not right because it actually hurts when you spend on something irrelevant. How does technology impact the world of fashion? Fashion. This is basically what my project is about. Applying technology to fashion so that it can save time, money, and all the advantages. Does the price and brand of clothes define the quality of it? This basically applies to For example, according to my data set, when you input a price, I mean a brand, the system will be able to, like, for example, give you the price. So you compare between the price and the brand and see if the quality actually matches or is affected by the price. Are people who live in village less conscious about style than the people who live in urban areas? What I was talking about. The system will be able to recommend clothes to you according to what people in your community, in your neighboring community, have been putting on, and according to what you put on. That is definitely about the environment, whether in a village or urban area. It would definitely recommend different clothes for people in villages and people in urban areas. What are the evolutions of fashion from Middle Ages to present? Like I said, my system will be able to adjust according to trend. Like the more trends come in, and that is how my system will be recommending the trends. As trends come in, my system will also be able to adjust. Why do women have a sharper fashion sense than men? Because it will be recommending according to what? To gender. So my system will be able to recommend according to gender. So which is, yeah, that's basically it. Can we define a person's style based on what they wear? That definitely applies to tastes and preferences. My system will be able to consider tastes and preferences. So I had to use those research questions. Hypothesis is about input, the input you put, and the output you get using a certain data set. So my data set, the definition is where a machine learning model learns a function that best maps the input to the corresponding output with the help of available data set, which I will describe below. So there is a use of a data set where to put input features and output features. And also, besides using a data set, when you consider the option of the fact of input and output, there is a user himself putting in the input, like for example, a description, and the system will return the price of the clothes that they want. And then next we have research objectives, which I already mentioned. They will be applying to the questions. From the research question, you get a research objective to reduce spending. There is to use technology and artificial intelligence to implement fashion. There is to determine features necessary for use in the project, to determine the change in fashion trends, to enable the model capture tests and preferences through keeping information, to determine different kinds of clothes worn by men and women. That is according to gender. Next, we have dataset description. Like I said, there are inputs and outputs. So for my data, the output was like the description, the product name, and then the system will have to give you the product ID, the price, and the number of images available for you to check. And then I included a link to my dataset for more clarification. So next we have that is an image that could try to show you how my dataset would look. Then we have methodology. I used expert systems, which involves ability to capture expert knowledge, reasoning, and facts made by professionals. And after the system does that, it will be able to actually use it to make decisions in the future. It will capture this, store it, keep it, learn it, and train with it, and it will be able to use it. And then the machine learning interpretation technique that I used was partial dependence. This shows the effects that one or two features have on the predicted outcome of the model and find a way to add up. So this partial dependency will show you, will get like all the features and see the effect that the outcome that it will bring. If it's good, it will add more of such features, and if it's not, it will delete some features. If the features actually not contributing to anything or making the system lag backwards, it will remove them. And then those were my references, and thank you for listening.